why the retirement is very important. It's alarming. Regulator which came on board is PFRD.
Correct.
So that means we are late already.
Compare ourselves with the world.
Yeah.
Economies which are maybe lower today from us, today they have got a better coverage in terms of the pension
As per
setup.
the, I was discussing that National Pension Index, we are 48th ranked in the world.
We have none of the people in the economy is thinking about penetration in terms of retirement. Spiritual leaders would talk about life after death, but nobody talks about my life before I am about to die, and that is where I don't want to die.
Who will think about the common people? The kirana store and the sabji wala, तो उनके retirement के बारे में कैसे बात हो?
30 years from now, I would probably need a 12 to 15 lakhs of cash for myself.
Okay, welcome back. The very special episode of on pension, retirement, the revolution which Mr. Girish Pilil wants to get into the whole retirement series. Now he's joined by a very long friend, and he treats him as a very close and dear friend, and has a high regard on his strategy and the way he thinks. And I'm fortunate enough, although we haven't met in the organization, but we spoke over the phone before this. Please welcome Mr. Partho.
Thank you.
Welcome,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Partho, on the show. Partho has a very rich experience in insurance, and he has transformed a lot of agencies. He has been the work and the man behind a lot of variable agency models in different organizations. People look up to him, and one of the person who always regarded him as one of the best strategy and strategist is Mr. Partho. I'm very fortunate, and also it's very dangerous to sit between one Bengali and one Gujarati. So I don't know what this podcast will turn into, but I will try to make it very simple, because the rich experience Mr. Partho carries and the conversation we had with Mr. Girish Patel in the morning is why the retirement is very important. And it's alarming. In 2050, we discussed in the morning that 55 lakh crores is the deficit for the pension contribution savings. And if you look at US, it has 52% already discussed on various schemes of pension, and above age of 55, the people are 50% is people are covered under the pension, and we are struggling to 8 to 10%. And we think that we are the youngest country. The median age is around 30 to 35, but 2050 there will be 35 crores people who will be getting into an age group of 60 and above. And we don't have that kind of an infrastructures. We don't have that wheelchairs and airports will not have those many wheelchairs, and a lot of challenges are there around pension. Now there are three systems, sir. One is public, who participates in pension. There's definitely a government, there's an employer. Now we discussed with Girish Bhai about the one individual and how overall approach towards this. So without wasting much time, I would request you to give your insights, and what is your takeaway on this mission, and which Girish Bhai has said. I said revolutionize retirement. So Patoji, so right now what we're going to take up is with your expertise and experience, and of course Mr. Girish Bhai will give us a lot more insights, and the rapport which you have with him. And first of all, thank you so much for joining us. So it's all yours. Our expert is here. Yeah.
So thank you for giving me this opportunity, Girish Bhai. And over the years, we have worked together, and we have always consulted on this retirement portion. And while I feel that a lot has to be done in this area, I primarily would like to highlight the fact that the gambit where the government is trying to play is not enough.
Correct.
And the PF or the EPS or the NPS schemes which we generally talk about, the awareness is weak. Because while people have taken to them, they have not been taking it so seriously because they don't see retirement goal as the right goal. Okay. So I believe this is one area where you can help us have more insight in what retirement goals should be.
Correct.
Parthoji and Girish Bhai, so we spoke about in the morning that the same thing which the goal, the priority, the goal is
The
not there.
ultimate goal.
Ultimate goal, priority of creating that kind of a corpus is not there, as he rightly said. Now, what is missing is, as he rightly said, is in creating a corpus, the government is doing enough or not enough is a secondary question. But the last reform, or the last, as discussed in the morning, the last regulator which came on board is PFRDA.
Correct.
So that means we are late already.
Mm.
And the second point which he's trying to make is that there's a EPF which gives a 7.1%, or it fluctuates. 7.1 is the return. And whereas NPS from past 10 years has given an average return of 12.1%. Now, how many are NPS contributors? What is the employer's role in that? Is still negligible if you look at it as. So, what do you see that and as per your knowledge, and when you meet a lot of people over the industry, how do you see that government can do more, or do you see that we are lacking in some awareness program? Are we lacking in promoting NPS, or are we lacking in taking EPF to the next level? What are the changes you look into it?
So first of all, the PFRDA, I wish they be very aggressive on the subject, right? And try to match the global standard, right?
Correct.
So like the Japan and US and UK social security, right? We need to create a buzz in the India, right?
Absolutely.
So for that, they have to push people, the corporates to in a pension fund, yeah, pension companies, right? Separate pension companies to cater this requirement, right?
Yeah.
And make the product conditions and everything which is viable for both, right?
Yes.
So that is also one of the area वहाँ काम नहीं हुआ है, right?
Correct.
तो गवर्नमेंट का इसमें सबसे बड़ा रोल रहने वाला है और उनको करना चाहिए. एंड गवर्नमेंट वो जो सोच रही है कि भी द कोऑपरेटिव सेक्टर को इंश्योरेंस में लाना चाहिए. सो कोऑपरेटिव सेक्टर आई थिंक मोस्ट रिलेवेंट सेक्टर फॉर द पेंशन फंड, राइट? बिकॉज उसमें पब्लिक भागीदारी भी रहेगी. एंड आई थिंक अमूल जैसे जो सैंपल्स है वो ऐसा अगर मॉडल क्रिएट कर पाए तो दैट विल बी द गिफ्ट टू द इंडियन सोशल सिक्योरिटी, राइट? ऐसा मेरा एक ड्रीम है कि ऐसा होना चाहिए, राइट? सो गवर्नमेंट को काफ़ी काम करना चाहिए, क्योंकि गवर्नमेंट का भी बहुत लिमिटेड रोल है. वो जो भी चीज़ें अभी उनके पास हैं वो लिमिटेड रोल है, और सब टैक्सेशन की वजह से लोग देख रहे हैं इसको. उसको एज ए रिटायरमेंट फंड के लिए लोग नहीं देख रहे हैं. तो इसमें काम हो सकता है.
And Parthoji, you've studied a lot of government schemes and NPS, Atal Bima Yojana. All these are the government initiatives. But do you think that there can be innovation in the product, or something that government should look at to get more initiatives and awareness programs?
No, so the fact which is more important to be looked into is that government has come up with a lot of schemes. We started with the 1952 Provident Fund, which can give a good kind of a corpus to build. But how many people actually serve a 35 years of job life?
Correct.
There is always a change. There is always a break within the corporate line. And in today's modern life, if we see today, private industry people who are employed may not see a 35 years earning period also. So the kind of corpus that a PF fund might be promising may not be achieved by an individual. So end of the day, is the life getting benefited?
Yeah.
Okay. Then you have got this, employee pension scheme. You are saying the employee pension schemes are giving good returns, but how many people are being looked after it? Let's understand the whole thing in terms of the government as a third. Today we are talking about an economy which is as big as the third economy we are talking about.
Largest economy.
Third largest economy.
Yes.
But if we compare ourselves with the world,
Yeah.
economies which are maybe lower today from us, today they have got a better coverage in terms of the pension
Yeah. As per
setups.
as I was discussing that National Pension Index, we are 48th ranked in the world.
Correct.
So we are nowhere.
Nowhere,
We
nowhere.
are nowhere. So there's a lot of progress to be made. The instruments which you're talking about, NPS and EPF, even the awareness and penetration in NPS is not there. So again, coming back to one of the important questions in these schemes, uh, is the returns and the corpus which is going to get created. If you look at, you start contributing everything of yours into NPS or a EPF, the kind of target or a goal you kept in a corpus may not be reached, but it is certainly an instrument where to start off. You can, the early you start, EPF gives you a better return. There is no doubt about it in a pro corpus scheme. But in terms of NPS, companies like SDFC and as ICC are already managing their pension funds. Uh, what do you think, Girish Bhai, is that the appropriate investment portfolio that an individual should carry mix of EPF, PPF, or EPF and NPS and also a mutual fund? What's the strategy you suggest?
Uh, right now in India, the PPF and NPS and all that scheme, it is it's a very limited focus area only for the tax only. So
Correct.
people are not thinking about the PPF and NPS is for the actual retirement, right?
Yeah.
So I think easiest way to enter in the retirement fund is first is the mutual fund because it's a very popular, right? And everybody now understands the mutual fund awareness lasts so many years and the mutual fund sahi hai campaign, right? So they get the space in the market, right?
Correct.
And the lot of companies have good retirement fund, right? So retirement fund with the systematic withdrawal plan, that is one of the best option. And for some smarter people, they tax efficiency they want, those they can select a ULIP, right? So equity link insurance, ULIP with the systematic withdrawal. Then a lot of people have a mindset of the guaranteed return. Ab guarantee में there is a two part. One is with tax and tax free and with the taxable. So annuity is a taxable and the some of the traditional product with the guaranteed monthly cash flow is a tax free. So lot of good vehicle available in the market, right? So vehicle is the second part. The first part was the entire society. So they're discussing on the retirement or not. In a family, every family people are thinking about like a Aadhaar card, need a annuity card, right? So that noise need to be created.
Yes.
So then vehicle is existing market. Lot of vehicle is available as per the client's requirement, the guarantee, equity, and very smooth,
Absolutely.
right? So I am dreaming that some bank come with the annuity card.
Yeah.
So the cash flow credited to the annuity card and people want to scratch the card anywhere in the world.
Absolutely.
Suppose tomorrow you retire in the Goa or Coimbatore or the Delhi or the Simla or the Dubai, Paris or Switzerland, you can enjoy your pension, right?
Yes.
So
Absolutely.
that can be Apple. Now in a digital world, so everything is possible.
Yeah. 100%.
Someone have to plan for that.
Yeah, Patoji, what's your take on NPS scheme?
The NPS scheme as a concept, if you look at it as a comparative to the EPS scheme that we have, NPS will always give a better return because it is market linked.
Absolutely.
And with a longer duration, it will give you, if you look at the statistics also to be done by somebody over a period of 30 years, at 8% compounding and an 11% compounding, there is definitely a difference.
Absolutely.
Okay. And people would be somewhere earning around 1 crore. But what I would like to, add to what Girish Bhai has been pointing out is that how many people in the actual hemisphere is aware about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Today, a 140 crore population, we only have an employee class because of taxation who is thinking about a retirement fund.
Yeah.
There is a business class also. There is the unorganized sector also. There is the otherwise, agricultural sector which is moving towards. Nobody is within the area of
Yeah,
retirement,
correct,
and there is
absolutely.
no. And when we are talking about penetration, we are thinking about having penetration for a lot of things. But we have none of the people in the economy is thinking about penetration in terms of retirement.
Yes.
See, life, like Girish Bhai had mentioned in the whole discussion, that your first 25 years of your life, you are taken care by your parents, by your family.
Absolutely.
In an early family system, the family would take care of everything. Then there is this earning life where you are taking care of yourself and maybe your own family.
Correct.
But there is a huge longer life that is after age 55,
Yeah.
50. Who's going to take care of me? My money is going to take care of me, right?
Yeah.
And I have to also take care of my child's further education. I have to take care of my wife's retirement. And is there any vehicle can be something else? I should first know my destination.
Yeah.
What is that value? What is that amount? And then I can say, okay, this much will come from government scheme. This much will come from my private investment. There is a bank which can do the services. So it's very rightly, kept. There has to be a card, a
Yeah,
contribution,
absolutely.
and
And
understanding.
well, you take care of wealth till 50, wealth will take care of you after 50.
Correct.
So
It's all about that way.
that's a kind of investment. But you see that there is a lot of shift in mindset in people's the how the investment people are doing it. There is a penetration. If you look at equity penetration has increased from last year. There's a penetration, insurance penetration has been done, which with the initiatives of IRDA and government. There's a lot of awareness about mutual funds, which is happening by the mutual fund body also. Now, pension as a pension and a retirement as a subject, which is huge in across the globe. That's what Girish Bhai told me, that there are studies and there are subjects and there are things in the universities about retirement. Now, if a new employee just joined, or a Gen Z, or a person who just started, do you prefer these? Should they look at this NPS scheme and government schemes, that they should start early and start small?
See, essentially, if you look at insurance awareness started stronger with privatization being brought in,
Yeah.
right, Girish bhai?
Yes, yes,
With the all Malhotra committee report coming in and privatization coming in, so many insurance company working in, people started valuing life insurance. Okay. Similarly, if you look at health insurance, there was an awareness. Okay, we need health insurance, but I think COVID brought in more awareness to people. I should have more health cover.
Yes.
I should go for a more sum assured. We need to understand what is that one reason that can be sold or brought, whether it is a conscious appeal from the government or through private participation or public private participation, that we need to talk about retirement fund. Okay. Retirement is one of the essential goals of life, which Girish Bhai has been talking about. That has to be brought into the mind, and therefore any new guy who is into the education system, somewhere he has been talking about the education system, how many of us we actually talk about a retirement solution is required at an education level also, at a university level also? Is there any university or an education or a body which is trying to say, okay, this is the regulation for retirement, this is the kind of products that should go for retirement, you need to value your life after 60 also? And
Correct.
I'm very proud about the fact, the way he has brought, the spiritualism into it.
Yeah.
There are a lot of spiritual leaders who talk about, life after death, but
Yeah.
nobody talks about my life before
Absolutely.
I'm about to die. And that is where I don't want to die.
So he has a very favorite quote.
Hmm.
I'll go to heaven.
Hmm.
I will not be in hell and then think about going to heaven. So
Hmm.
let me be in a stage of heaven from 60 to 90, and then go to heaven again. So that's a planning which he's talking about.
Hmm.
So that is possible. If you look at traditionally, governments, when governments have started contributing, we had a lot of government jobs. There are, I mean, like ancestors or anybody who had a lot of government contribution, because that was the stage where we had a lot of government organizations like steel plants. You have BSNL, you have these things. Now, government is also got rid of this pension, because there will be a certain stage where, if government starts participating in India and the population we have, then government will not be left with any money, because that's a kind of a huge market it is as a pension. So the government's role, Girish Bhai, as Parthoji rightly said, in these instruments, NPS and EPF, is limited. They can only come with reforms and
but they can like a campaign, right? Suppose the MP created the म्यूचुअल फंड सही है, राइट?
सही है, yes.
सो द लाइफ काउंसिल ऑफ इंडिया ने किया इंश्योरेंस सबसे सबसे पहले इंश्योरेंस,
सबसे पहले
अभी
इंश्योरेंस.
जनरल इंश्योरेंस का चल रहा, अच्छा किया आपने इंश्योरेंस लिया,
Yeah,
राइट?
yes.
सो सेम टाइप द marketing या तो the buzz government can create for pension. So
Correct.
some body formed by the government, and they start creating the noise in the market on the pension part, right?
Yeah.
So ऐसा कोई बड़ा मूवमेंट वहां से होगा तो अवेयरनेस बढ़ाने में एक बड़ा बूस्टअप भी मिल सकता है, राइट?
So your message to the PFRDA or
नहीं, my message clear to PFRDA.
uh,
They have to design a campaign to create a pension awareness, like अच्छा किया इंश्योरेंस या सबसे पहले इंश्योरेंस या
mutual fund सही
म्यूचुअल
है.
फंड सही है, राइट? सिमिलर लाइन में the PFRD should come forward and take a call.
And also there's something called retire rich, or these are
Any slogans.
Yeah, I mean, like
Just the way AMFI has played a very important role in building the mutual fund market,
Absolutely.
and today they are there. Similarly,
even in the compared to the लाइफ काउंसिल ऑफ इंडिया इतना नहीं कर रही है,
हाँ,
राइट? जो उनको करना चाहिए,
हाँ,
correct.
राइट? अभी जस्ट जनरल इंश्योरेंस केम इनटू द मार्केट विद द अच्छा किया, एंड इट्स अ गुड कैंपेन.
Correct.
वेरी उसका इम्पैक्ट भी है मार्केट में, राइट. अभी लाइफ काउंसिल इज वीकर देन दी, उससे वीकर है, राइट.
Yeah,
और पीएफआरडी तो है ही नहीं कहीं.
So being a backdoor payer in terms of managing pension and just the government pension body and regulating that money and just looking at towards governance, उस job से निकल करके somewhere if PFID can play a bigger role
Yes,
in
yes.
terms of creating awareness for the people, because we are not talking about just the people of 5 to 8% who are employed in a government sector or partially good run organizations employees are. We are talking about both people who are working in the unorganized sector. We are also talking about the people who are on short term job life. एंड देयरफॉर द कॉन्सेप्ट कि अगर आपके पास पैन कार्ड है, अगर आप अपने यूएन नंबर की बात कर रहे हैं, तो आपने अपने रिटायरमेंट के बारे में सोचा है कि नहीं, बिकॉज इट्स अ प्ले ऑफ 25 25 25
Correct.
75 years of life and which is extendable to
Hey,
85
who will
90 years.
think about the common people? The किराना स्टोर एंड द सब्जी वाला, तो उनके रिटायरमेंट के बारे में कैसे बात होगा?
Yeah.
आप समझ रहे हो? So I think it's a use work pending from all the
all the
parties.
all the
parties.
all three even public participation, the employer and
So maybe the podcast will
yeah
Create that awareness.
yes, थोड़ा बहुत उसको आगे बढ़ाएगा.
See,
right?
at an age
It's a
of
small efforts. It's a
Absolutely.
very small.
Yeah,
effort.
any
But
movement
maybe-
starts any movement starts with one initiative.
That's fine.
Yeah.
at an age 25, somebody who has joined the corporate life or maybe a job in the private life or has started his own business, okay, is he aware of all these yojanas which we are talking about? Even if it is an Atal Yojana or if it is an EPS or if it is an NPS, today if you go and ask any young guy what is the national pension scheme, he'll say I'm not aware, कुछ होता है क्या? And even if they're doing it, they're aware of it, they will talk about कि अच्छा वो कुछ contribution होता है 50,000 का. I believe there are very less people who would be even
अरे
thinking beyond 50,000.
Even the servicing, सब आपको पोर्टल से ही सब कुछ करना है. No one can advising you, no one can help you, right?
Yeah.
So वो भी बहुत
Even
उसके
your banks allow you to contribute to NPS.
They allow you, but there is no awareness. There
Yeah,
is counter to
that's
counter
right.
movement only.
Yes.
See, today a simple post investment, there is an agent to go and explain it.
Correct.
Okay, he may be making 1%, 0.5%, that's different. But at the same time, there is somebody who is there to explain a life insurance. There is somebody to explain a general insurance. Tell me, is there somebody to explain a retirement corpus building exercise to anybody?
even the PFRD come into the picture and they start उस पे कुछ काम करना चाहे, तो उनको वो चीज भी ध्यान में रखनी चाहिए जो जैसा लाइफ इंश्योरेंस में रिस्ट्रिक्शन रखा है कि वन एजेंट कैन डू वन कंपनी, ऐसे ये सारे लिमिटेशन वाला टाइम चला गया.
I know. Yeah.
Right, so make a open markets, right? So anyone can join as a pension advisor and start selling all the pension scheme available in the country, right?
Make
So
a-
that's a bigger view.
Make a stronger certification course. Yeah.
क्योंकि we are very late.
Yes.
हम अगर किसी चीज को बहुत लेट स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं तो हमें उसको इतना एग्रेसिव करना पड़ेगा टू रिकवर दैट स्पेस, राइट.
So that
सो ये सारे चैलेंजेस हैं, पर अभी होप कि जो जिस तरह से सब चीजें बन रही है वो तो कभी किसी का अटेंशन इसी पे भी आएगा.
I know.
And if the whole population is educated towards their planning for their retirement, and we are a growing economy, we see still our family system and actually not degrowing like the way Japan is degrowing or some of the other economies are degrowing. We have a huge corpus that can tomorrow come into use for the infrastructure building of this country.
Correct.
So if there is a person who is age 20 today has started contributing towards his retirement, those number of people will probably approach that fund at age 55. Till that time, that money can be employed into a lot of other projects in the government itself. Lot of these bigger plans which we are thinking about. So, in the whole gambit of the retirement planning, there is a lot of benefit for the society also,
Yes.
which was earlier highlighted in our discussion, which Girisbhai has also been talking about. So, this is very important. And one important aspect of the whole discussion is that there is something called, we call the sandwich approach, where we say ki I'm an individual, I have started planning towards my future. So I have got goals. I have got maybe a goal towards my children's education. I have goals towards my larger picture in terms of my health goals, my travel goals. Is there somewhere in the mind of every Indian that there is a retirement goal? Because that is the biggest holiday you will be going through.
Correct. Absolutely.
And who's going to pay for it?
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
ठीक
It's
है?
a right
We
question.
spend 24/7, 365 days hard work towards earning money.
Correct.
And we always talk about money working hard for us.
Yeah.
But have we given it a goal? Have
Yes.
we taken retirement as a goal there?
No.
Because
Lot of innovative ideas can be done in this retirement space, right? So the retirement tourism can, someone can build that. Retirement hostel, retirement daycare centers, town to town. So lot many ideas is. So the वह एक विलेज है या छोटा सा टाउन है, सारे रिटायर्ड लोग आते हैं, डे एक्टिविटीज करते हैं, शाम को अपने घर जाते, तो दे कैन हैप्पीली लिव विद द फैमिली एंड द डे केयर अंदर रिटायरमेंट दोस्तों के लिए. तो बहुत सारे आइडिया इसमें इनोवेटिव हो सकते हैं.
So recently, the Dubai government has launched the Ministry of Happiness. So
Yes.
they are talking about a ministry together altogether on mental balance. Like you need to have peace of mind. So they're talking about one ministry is working on the population to be happy. So right now, Girish Bhai said when you have these innovative ideas, villages to be where people come and stay, and so they carry that happiness to next day. So that's very important in coming days. I think then the second crucial point I would like to ask both of you is you've been visited a lot of countries and you might have met a lot of life advisors, life goal advisors. What is the major difference you see in terms of pension or a retirement in West and in India?
So mainly first is taxation, taxation structure. So in abroad you see the 100 rupees tax government collect 40 rupees in your social security,
Correct,
60 is
absolutely.
in India. So 100 rupees government use your tax, right? That is one. Or simultaneously you compensate by the ATC and D and right.
Yes,
So that purpose is not served for the retirement, right?
correct.
Then we are talking about the financial retirement. Then is the healthcare for the retired people, right? That is another subject, right? So medical inflation and इवन द इंडिया इज फॉर्चुनेट इन वेस्ट से हम लोग का अच्छा ये है कि वी कैन गेट द डॉक्टर अपॉइंटमेंट इजीली, वी कैन मेडिसिन, हमको इमरजेंसी बीमर नहीं है तो नॉर्मल में भी वी कैन गेट द अपॉइंटमेंट.
Both
द
affordable.
कॉस्ट ऑफ मेडिकल इज द मच लोअर देन द अब्रॉड
Affordable,
कंट्री, राइट?
yes, yeah.
सो बहुत सारी चीजों में हमारा एडवांस बहुत अच्छा एडवांटेज है, राइट? पर वो स्ट्रक्चरल जो टैक्सेशन स्ट्रक्चर होना चाहिए सोशल सिक्योरिटी के लिए, ये एटीसीडी से वो पेंशन मार्केट्स को
Penetration नहीं होगा.
पेनिट्रेशन नहीं कर सकते, राइट? तो दैट्स अ बिगेस्ट गैप, राइट? फर्स्ट एंड द बॉडी जो अभी पीएफआरडी है उनको उस पर ज्यादा काम करना चाहिए.
The whole
एंड द थर्ड वन जो विच आई एम टॉकिंग, द कोऑपरेटिव सेक्टर को जल्दी लाना चाहिए.
the whole concept of retirement is first is as you rightly said the basic living which you morning you discussed is breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Uh, is a way we you look at things that after 60 any individual look ups to through three things. One is his
So three is the basic things.
three basic things. Apart from those three basic things, first is his safety of his income and stable income, which is cash
So it's
flow.
a BLD concept is just to put the thoughts in
Correct.
the minds, right?
it's
So
more,
actual
more, more an awareness.
Awareness
pitch.
and also
Awareness,
yeah, but the point I'm coming is that in an investment strategy or whether you're starting at 25-year-old or a 35-year-old or a late starter who starting in their 45, the objective is very simple is after 60 I want to live a very comfortable life which is you're meeting your inflation basic needs, your security, you have a good term plan, you have a good health plan. Health is something. And you the third most important thing you said is that are you depending on your kids to lead a good retirement life? When you say we are depending on kids, there are two things. One is financial and one is emotional. Financially, yes, if you are depending, then you will not have that kind of a same independence or which you are thinking to go forward. But when to reach that kind of a financial independence, uh, what is the role of NPS and EPF when you compare the returns? How do you what is your views?
See, where this whole discussion, if you take it to an individual, you need to understand the extrapolation towards the BLD concept. BLD concept is talking about your bread. Okay, so that's the cost of living. But then there is a medical cost also. Then there is your travel cost also. Then there is a certain point where in society you need to contribute also, you need to gift within your family also. So a better way of looking at it, what is your cost of living today minus certain amount of expenses which will not be there. And if you're looking at a similar kind of a cash flow with a growth price index, okay, what price index you are taking? Generally, people will talk about wholesale price index, but my requirement today, if monthly somewhere around 50,000, it is not going to reduce to 25,000. It is going to increase only. Therefore, expecting what is my cash flow requirement on a monthly basis 30 years from now, I would probably need a 12 to 15 lakhs of cash for myself
Correct.
annually.
Correct.
And if I'm looking at my better off also, she would also need similarly, because annuity returns are taxable. And I would like to manage it so well that at the age of 65, 70, I should not be paying out of my own money.
Yes.
Okay. So if I'm planning both of them together, I need to see that there is a corpus which is much bigger than today a mere 3 or 4 crores corpus, which if I would have worked for 35 years long, I would have made 2.5 crores somewhere around as a corpus in an 8% compounding, right?
Yes.
It is not just a PF fund, it is not just the EPF fund, or it is not just the
And
Atal PF. It is a combination of all of them along with mutual fund can only make me live to
reach that corpus.
that corpus.
Yeah.
And when we are talking about this corpus, let's talk about how many people are aware of this corpus, how many people have been reached about it, and that is where he's saying that somewhere the awareness has to be more, somewhere the role of the government has to be more, somewhere the education has to be. See, in the recent times, you would have seen the government of Japan is talking about their senior citizen being sent to India. Okay, why? Because they want to have a spiritual life here and
Yeah.
all those kind of stuff. And we are talking about sending our people there to work there. Okay, what are we talking about? We are talking about kind of a living tourism.
Yeah.
Okay, that is exactly what he was trying to say. Today we are a growing economy because there is children. Tomorrow we will be again be an economy where the number of children would be less, and we might be that age group people, or maybe the next generation, Gen Z might be the next generation, where you will not find people who will actually going to feed you. It is your money which is going to feed you. It is your money which will take care of you. And therefore, the awareness is important. Therefore, the vehicles are important. Every pillar is important in terms of planning your retirement.
That's absolutely it. Okay, so I think if you overall look at as a pension or a retirement corpus, there are two aspects. One is an individual corpus we are talking about. You look at a larger organization, corporations like LIC. LIC has become started with an insurance as a corporation, but now today it diversified. It has a lot of investments. Government look at it as one of the disinvestment pattern, but it funds a lot of activities. It has become larger organization. It has go to a corporation where it in a crisis or in where you really any investment which is happening from a government corporation or government investment in last post independence is from LIC only into the banks, access. ICS has a stake. So now there's a country called Canada, which runs a pension fund company which invests globally, and it is one of the best invested company across the globe. Are we missing an opportunity? Are the government missing an opportunity where it can become another story for the next 50 or 100 years as an LIC?
See, if you look at the whole thing, you're talking about the Canadian Pension Fund, which is one of the largest investor in so many companies globally,
Correct.
and they are growing the money, and which is indirectly benefiting their economy only and their people and their pension. In India today, with 15% only penetration, that too through a provident fund or that too just with the EPF,
Yes.
we are at a very small corpus. You are very rightly mentioned that today LIC's corpus is one of the largest corpus, or maybe other insurance corpuses are the largest corpus where government is looking at long-term investment, their money to be used. If today the awareness of this 15% and 84%, we are talking about 385 million Indians being brought. So very rightly put by Girish bhai कि आप इसका अवेयरनेस को देखो, कितने लोग इसके अवेयर है, कितने लोग को इस गैम्बिट में आप ला सकते हो, क्या आप उसको एजुकेट कर सकते हो, क्या आप कोई डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन मॉडल दे सकते हो, बिकॉज दिस ह्यूज is going to play a big role. What is the agent role that we can bring here?
Correct.
ठीक है, आज पोस्टल इंश्योरेंस फेमस होने का कारण उसके 25,000 आउटलेट नहीं है, उसके एजेंट्स
Agents
है.
है, yes.
ठीक है, LIC के सक्सेसफुल होने का कारण LIC की एजेंसी है. मुझे बताइए रिटायरमेंट के लिए रोल क्या है डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन का एजेंसी की तरह?
You don't name it as a retirement, but life insurance advisor deal it with some kind of an annuity plans.
But is it enough?
No, it's not enough.
It's not enough.
No, so the postal agents, if some smart postal agents will treat, sir, this will become as a pension.
No,
with
why-
unknowingly.
why-
That all the adjustment.
Yes, yes,
It's
yes.
adjustment.
We don't have a
Pension
product
is
as
separate thing,
Ah,
right?
yeah.
And pension will benefit it to the government to make it the larger corpus, and they can invest worldwide, right?
Absolutely.
And that also benefited to the investor of the pension fund investor to the Indian citizen, right? So look at that perspective.
Like insurance unit link plans has started.
Like you see the Canadian pension fund, right?
Yes.
They are investing worldwide. The same India, an Indian population, and when India start creating the pension fund, think about the size, right?
Yeah.
And if they start globally invest, right, and the benefit come to the Indian the social security, so how bigger is this? It is
No.
bigger than the life insurance company. So someone can thought on that and the right distribution model to support the penetration, right? So everything can be possible.
More important thing is that today government is talking about having reforms in terms of providing more employment. Agency worldwide is a major employer and employing generating body.
Correct.
So if you have got a separate regulation which talks about separate set of agents who bring in that retirement awareness, we can have further more employment being created on that area. There can be a certification on that area.
Yeah.
If SEBI plays a very important role in terms of certification of people who are going to deal in the
Learn
securities
this.
market, there should be people who should be certified enough to deal with the retirement portfolio of people, and that can generate further employment of people also.
Not only in India, same type of fund we can build in the GIFT City also, right?
Yes, yes.
So GIFT City is also the new upcoming in Indian economy, right?
Yes.
So someone can come as a pension fund globally for in the GIFT City, right?
Correct.
That is also the one of the big area where someone have to work.
Yeah. As a whole, you are looking at this as a great opportunity for a government to make it a very larger corporation.
I will not say
But so
it is-
sometime what happen, Niranjan? गवर्नमेंट को ये सब चीजें करनी चाहिए. गवर्नमेंट उसके टाइम पे करेगी. गवर्नमेंट को फोर्स कब कर सकते हैं? अगर सोसाइटी में अवेयरनेस बढ़ा,
Correct.
राइट, तो इनडायरेक्टली दे फोर्स टू गवर्नमेंट, राइट. गवर्नमेंट भी बहुत अलर्ट है. उनको कहीं नॉइज मिलता है, वो दे ऑल्सो पिकअप द अपॉर्चुनिटी. अब पहले जैसा तो है नहीं कि गवर्नमेंट अपॉर्चुनिटी नहीं देख रही.
Correct.
अगर गवर्नमेंट को अपॉर्चुनिटी दिखी तो गवर्नमेंट भी एक्शन में आ जाएगी, क्योंकि अभी की गवर्नमेंट दे आर वेरी प्रोएक्टिव ऑन दैट पार्ट, राइट.
Absolutely. Yeah.
सो उन्होंने भी वो सारी चीजें की है जो इंडिया को विजन 2047 में ले जाए, राइट.
Like,
तो उनको भी अपॉर्चुनिटी विजिबिलिटी दिखना चाहिए.
Correct.
हम कुछ लोग बैठ के बात करेंगे नहीं होगा, राइट.
Right,
पर
absolutely.
सोसाइटी में अगर मूवमेंट हुआ तो गवर्नमेंट वो अपॉर्चुनिटी को देखेगी
Correct.
एंड दे कैन शेप अप बिगर वे, राइट. सो दैट कैन बी पॉसिबल.
As in one of the conversation you said, more vehicles has been bought, and
Yeah.
it has become.
So you forced to build a flyover in the Mumbai, right?
Yeah. So that,
And you forced
Metro.
to build the underground metro and undersea metro, the coastal road and everything because of the production of the automobiles industry and the buyers of the automobiles industry.
It's like the way people say, first there is a forest trail, then there is a small road created, then there is a 2-lane created, then when vehicle starts moving, you talk about 4 lanes being created, and
yes.
finally then there is a bridge.
Expressways, right.
So awareness
So all journey starts like that.
and
maybe
as-
today this program is more important role going to play for people to start thinking, yes, there needs to be more retirement organization, people looking into retirement funding,
And,
people
and
being
look
aware.
at next 20 years. As approx more than 35 crores people is above
Absolutely,
60.
that's 60.
Right? So what you can do at that time?
You can't do
So
it.
you have to start think from today.
Yes, the vision has to start from now, and
So young India become a retired India after
correct.
some
Absolutely.
years.
Absolutely, there's no then. And what are the opportunities, and you see for the next 10 years, and that more pension companies should come in, or more international companies should establish that their companies in India, especially in the pension field or retirement?
So world looking India as a big market, right?
Yeah,
Just they are awaited of the regulatory's green signal, right? And the awareness and noise create here, right? World is ready. World even in the Indian corporate are also ready to enter in the market. They are very eagerly waited, right? But they need a clear guideline and regulation and everything, right?
correct.
So in what happened in IRDA, last 25 years of the privatization, lot of regulatory changes,
Correct.
regular intervals. So no one can establish himself as with the product and everything. Every time they have to change, right?
Yes.
So one mature regulatory rules, if government can design and so then lot of people are ready. Even global fund also is ready, and even the Indian corporate have now power to do anything, right?
Correct.
They can do.
Yeah.
सो ये इतना इतना कॉम्प्लिकेटेड नहीं है जितना हम सब डिस्कस कर रहे हैं, राइट?
Absolutely.
Correct.
इट्स वेरी इजी, समवन हैव टू स्टार्ट इट.
So,
वो अपने आप बिगर बन जाएगा. इवन इट इज बिगर देन द LIC, राइट?
So, as Parthoji, morning onwards, we have been discussing about.
इवन वन थिंग यू लुक एट, समवन इन्वेस्ट 100 रुपीज, राइट? वो विड्रॉल करने वाला नहीं है. अब वो 12-15% से इंडियन इकोनॉमी ग्रो हो रहा है, वो 100 साल तक वो फंड को कहीं रखता है. वो फंड इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर और गवर्नमेंट डेवलपमेंट में कितना काम लगेगा? लुक एट दैट प्रोस्पेक्टिव ऑल्सो, राइट? सो किसी ने आपको 100 रुपीज दिया, वो बोला मुझे वापस नहीं चाहिए, मेरे लास्ट ब्रीथ तक नहीं चाहिए.
Yeah.
तो कॉर्पस कितने टाइम तक आपके पास होल्ड होने वाला है?
Correct. Absolutely.
एंड दैट कैन बी यूज फॉर मैनी थिंग्स,
Yes.
टू बेटर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर इन द कंट्री, राइट?
Absolutely. Parthoji, to sum it up, more of from a government's and public perspective and a government's perspective, as an individual, we discussed about it. What are the different government schemes you really want public to uh, get awareness and start investing small, start contributing small?
See, first of all, there has to be certain amount of education that has to be given to people. Like today, people are more aware of the fact that the amount of money that tax area is giving me benefit, we need to go beyond it for our own life insurance needs, for our own general insurance need. Similarly, people's awareness towards the fact that only 50,000 towards NPS or only a certain amount of contribution of 12% of my income towards my provident fund, that is not enough. I need to plan for more. This awareness beyond taxation has to be brought in. That is about awareness. Number two, scheme wise, probably today India has got much better scheme. If I look at an NPS which allows the customer to invest in a market also, so scheme wise we are there. But how we can take it from a tier 2 city to a tier 3? Today the awareness of NPS or today the awareness of an Atal Yojana, आप ये टियर 3 टियर 4 में बताइए ना, कितने लोगों को पूछने से हम बता सकते हैं कि हाँ ये योजना है और हमने इस पे इन्वेस्ट किया. How many even people in tier 2 would say, I have a PF also, I have got a PPF also, I have got an NPS also, and this is going to be my retirement corpus and this is what I am looking at. तो एक है awareness, दूसरी है योजनाएं, and then you can talk about vehicles, okay, other vehicles and other schemes जहाँ प्राइवेट पब्लिक पार्टिसिपेशन ला करके आप उसको कंप्लीट कर सको. एंड व्हेन इट कम्स अंडर वन रेगुलेशन विच इज लुकिंग इनटू दिस एंटायर फंड, it becomes the power of the nation, because then it becomes a huge fund which can be invested towards the long term growth of the organization, of the country, people, markets, even investing outside the country also.
And you have seen Girish Bhai very closely, his advice to the people, or his goal setting with the advisors, goal setting with customers. What are the three things which, as per you, when you see a financial expert like him, that a customer should cope or should reach to those kind of experts? How will that help them?
See, I have seen him very closely working with his customers, first of all. And what he has always been talking about is how much corpus are you building for yourself?
Okay.
Through all the vehicles that, I may be advising you. Be it a life insurance fund, be it a ULIP fund, whether it is a mutual fund. These are all vehicles for you. But are you aimed toward a life goal? For every life goal, what is the amount of corpus you are talking about? And finally, the retirement as a corpus. and very rightly punched. Ki I want to be in heaven, but at the same time, when I am on earth, I still want to be here like a heaven.
in like in a,
And that is one message which I believe this production should carry and bring into light, because it is important. Money is important at every stage of an individual, and money is important for the country also.
one of the reasons why we got you as an expert and to insight to our audience is that there are a lot of government schemes. I mean, the NPS is there, and Atal Yojana. Then a lot of things are coming up, and I'm sure that a lot of things are getting worked back. But what is your takeaway? Retirement as a product, one. Retirement as a thought for a younger generation, retirement as a thought for a generation of 40 to 45 age group, what they can do and what they can contribute, and what is that one regret you have that you should have done that and you didn't do.
So I will start with the regret first, because that's more important
Correct.
in terms of learning. Generally, I worked for 25 years.
Yes.
I've earned for 25 years. But can I say that if I may earn close to around 7 crores in my life, is there 7 crore in my bank account? No. Money earned is not money saved,
Correct.
but money saved is definitely money earned.
Yes.
So, what happens with most of the individual is that they are not able to save that money, which even if they are thinking there is in the corpus, is because they have not planned well for the life goals. The first thing which Girish Bhai has been emphasizing upon. Number two, which is very important towards the whole understanding, is that once I have fixed my life goals, which are the products that are going to help me?
Correct.
Is it just the provident fund, or is it a combination of provident
Fund
fund,
plus mutual
is it
fund
plus mutual fund,
or a ULIP.
or a ULIP?
Yes.
These three things put together, is there any other? Then there is the tax aspect, which is very difficult to take out from the Indian
Yes.
mindset. Is that whether I'm getting exempt somewhere,
Yeah.
which is there in my
ADC,
provident
ABCD.
fund.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, whether I'm getting that exempt, if I'm investing in NPS, because NPS will allow it only for 50,000. So, okay, for that initial investment, I am exempted. For the later investment, it is still building my corpus somewhere. And am I reaching that life goal?
Correct.
Okay. So, you need to have, therefore, people who are certified enough to take this message to the people, and then for build that whole gambit. So a lot of works to be done, and
Yes.
scheme wise, obviously more schemes can be added, but then it depends upon how many it is in public participation, how much is in private participation. Because over the last so many years of our independence, we have understood one thing as Indian citizen: everything is not the job of the government. Government can bring in certain amount of regulation, they can show you certain amount of organizations to build it, but there needs to be a private awareness, there has to be a private participation also, and there needs to be organization that build this.
So that if you start your career and you're just 25 now,
Hmm.
one thing you will definitely make a correction in terms of more aggressive investments to save more money.
Correct.
You will reach out to a financial expert like him to
Correct.
manage your money well.
Yes.
And third is you will because at 25 nobody told us about retirement or corpus.
Nobody.
Nobody even talked about it.
Hmm.
So now you're talking about
So
it.
same situation for everyone.
Absolutely, that nobody.
Most
Of us also at that age and all. It is not that it is not been spoken. Now, your personal advice and the kind of experience you put in, you are telling people that start thinking about it. First, to set a goal for a corpus.
Yes,
So yeah,
definitely. You
yes,
need to think towards it, because uh, you so your entire thought process, the way what I repeated earlier, 24/7 you are glued upon 365 days towards earning money. Why are
correct.
you earning that money? You need certain amount of financial freedom. Now the more question is, the financial freedom is required for the next 30 years, or it is required for the entire period of your life. And therefore, if there are certain goals that you have to meet in your first 10 years, first 15 years, first 20 years, 35 years from now, 30 years from now, when you are age 60, when you are age say 55, are you thinking about your goals then? Because from 55 to 75, which today would probably get advanced because of advanced medical science, to 85 or maybe 90, and there are people who are still living till 110 years. Whose money is going to take care of him? It is his money which is going to take care of him. So if I have not planned for that goal, I might remain not earning for 35 years of my life, and I have to live for that part of my life on these 20-25 years when I'm earning.
Yes, absolutely. You're right. Anything you would like to know from Girish bhai, or you ask any kind of a input, or you want to
No,
take?
so with Girish Bhai, I'm first of all very thankful that he has brought into this subject in a whole discussion. Today, if in, we are talking about this whole thing in the YouTube
The
world
podcast.
also and the podcast point of view also, we hardly have somebody talking about this retirement. So first of all, I would like to thank you for that, and I would definitely like you to highlight more what should be done to enhance
Yeah.
it.
So we are making a series of episode for retirement, right? Retirement wisdom
That's
of
better.
India, and a lot of multi co-host expert in this, right? Like you, right? So we'll try to justify the subject.
And bring more awareness to
Yeah,
people.
yeah, sure, 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 sure.
Thank you, Parthoji, for joining us. It's a great privilege to have you. I think we all three of us are doing this series for a better cause and for a better movement, which is revolutionize retirement in India, and retire rich is one thing which you always dreamt of. You gave your inputs, and I hope it will reach to the audience, both to the government and both to the individuals, where they start thinking about retiring rich. Thank you so much. Thank you, Girish bhai.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Thank
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 you,
you.
you.
Dada.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.